Well, hello again, and welcome to another Hyperion Morning. Happy Friday, everybody. You got there. It's the end of the week, on the cusp of the weekend. Couldn't be more excited for it. Hopefully, you had a smooth week. It's been a little rocky for me personally, but we're through it and we're on to the weekend and couldn't be more excited about it. So happy you're here with me this morning. Thank you for joining me. Well, if you're live, of course, if you're joining us live, fantastic. Always love that. But if you watch us later in the day, later in the week, I don't care. I'm just happy that you're along for this journey of positivity we're having here on this show. Good morning, Marianne. Good to see you here with us this morning. Bright and early. It is bright now. Yep. Sun is out bright and early this morning. Hope you've had a great week as well. What are we talking about on this day? It is Friday. Yes, Friday. Yeah. June 6th. 2025. Well, yes, last night, hopefully you saw it. Hopefully you caught it. Phineas and Ferb, the revival. Don't call it a comeback. The revival of Phineas and Ferb was back on Disney Channel last night with 2 episodes, and man, they were great. Hopefully you joined us. For those of you who did join us, thank you for joining us on our live show that we did, kind of our after show wrap up, talking all about those first 2 episodes, talking about what we love about Phineas and Ferb. Thank you for those of you who joined us. Even if you didn't, there's a way you're going to be able to check out that show. I'll tell you more about that when we can do a little shameless self-promotion at the end of the episode. But it was great last night watching and seeing the whole gang back together. Really, really enjoyed it. Oh, I'm sorry, Marianne. I'm sorry you had streaming issues. That's too bad. I'm so sorry about that. Good news is it's on Disney Plus today. Those first 2 episodes and more. They dropped 10 episodes. So if your streaming issues are figured out, you can watch those on Disney Plus today. I think they're already out there. I've already heard from some people that they're already out on Disney Plus. So you can go ahead and check those out and enjoy those first couple episodes and even more. We saw the first 2 episodes on Disney Channel last night, and then we're going to watch probably more of the episodes. I don't know if we'll get through all 10 that dropped, but we will definitely be watching more episodes later today as well. And couldn't be more excited about it for sure. Phineas and Ferb is back. Fantastic and great job. Thank you to all the cast. Thank you to all the crew, everybody that put together Phineas and Ferb and brought it back. Thank you, because we couldn't be happier about it. We couldn't be happier for sure. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, we did receive some interesting Disney news yesterday, especially for those of you on the West Coast or visitors to Disneyland. That's because we got a couple more glimpses into what is going to be the expansion, Disneyland Forward, all the stuff that they are adding. Not all the stuff, but some of the stuff that they're adding to Disneyland over the next several years. We received some concept art. Here's the first of it, which I found fascinating. So this is going to be a pedestrian bridge coming from a new parking structure that is going to be out there, a 6,000 space parking structure. If you know a little bit of what's going on with Disneyland Forward, they are going to be taking the Toy Story parking lot, which is a huge parking lot, couple blocks away from Disneyland, and turning that into a new area. So with the loss of that parking area, they needed to build something else to fit all those cars that go visit Disneyland. It's California, a lot of cars. While 6,000 spaces isn't necessarily going to fit every car, it is another area for people to park. And I love the pedestrian bridge here over the street. Not going to mess with traffic there. Plus, that Disneyland side looks fantastic. It all looks great. Again, this is just concept artwork, but it looks wonderful, and very, very excited when that comes to fruition here in the next several years. Yeah. Other things we saw, well, we saw a glimpse of where the new Coco attraction and Coco area is going to be in Disney California Adventure Park. As you can see up there on the top left side, there is the Incredicoaster. You can see a glimpse of the Incredicoaster. So that should tell you, if you know Disney California Adventure Park at all, exactly where this is going to be situated. It's going to be at the end of Pixar Pier, right on the Paradise Gardens area, which completely makes sense. And I'm not surprised that that's where they're putting it, because that's where they hold a lot of their Coco themed stuff, shows, other things that happen around there is in that area. And it's just an area where there isn't a ton of stuff. So it makes total sense that that is where they'll build it. They don't have to make a lot of room there. Matter of fact, they're going to start construction on it backstage mostly beginning in fall of this year. Then I'm sure that will eventually start stretching into the onstage area. But yeah, we love Coco and couldn't be more excited for a new Coco attraction at Disneyland. Can't wait to see what that comes out to be as we progress over the next several years. Yeah, very excited about that. And finally, yes, we did finally get a notice of officially where the new Avatar themed area is going to be at Disney California Adventure Park. It is going to be in the Hollywood backlot area. So again, if you know Disney California Adventure Park, that area is kind of near the front of as you go, you walk in, and then as you're walking in, you make a left, and there's the theater there. There's the Hyperion Theater. If you keep going, you hit Avengers Campus. But there's kind of this space there that really wasn't used well. They had one attraction there that was Mike and Sully, Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue. One attraction, but a lot of space that just was not being utilized really, really well. So it makes sense that this would be the area. Now, unfortunately, that means for those of you that love Mike and Sully to the rescue, that is going to be closing early in 2026 to make way for this new space. So if you love that attraction, you're going to want to get a chance to visit it here over the next several months before it goes away. It's a fine attraction. It's never been one of our favorites. It's a fine dark ride. If you like Monsters Inc., the story of Monsters Inc., it's a fine dark ride, but it's not one of those that personally, now it could be your favorite. And so I'm not trying to pour any, salt on you. But it's just was never one of ours that really struck a chord with us, and it doesn't bother us necessarily that it's going away, but everybody has their own personal preferences. And I feel you. If you're sad that that's going away, I get it. But this new Avatar theme land looks like it's going to be spectacular, and very, very excited to see that happen once it comes about here over the next several years. So yeah, lots of things happening at Disneyland. That's why they're pausing Run Disney races early next year, 2026, because there's going to be so much construction going on. And I don't believe that this is the end of it. We're going to learn some more stuff, possibly as early in just a couple months here when Destination D23 happens out of the Walt Disney World Resort. Wouldn't shock me if we get some news on a few other things, or maybe some other glimpses into some of the things that have already been announced out at Disneyland, along with other stuff that's going on. We're very excited. We're going to be at Destination D23. Hope you're going to, and hope to see you there. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, this is a very important day because today, I forgot to mention Hyperion Theater, our theater, the Hyperion Theater. Apparently, according to Scott Gustin, who we trust, find him on social media at Scott Gustin, the Hyperion Theater is still going to exist in Disneyland. Now, if they can just put another show in the Hyperion Theater, they haven't done anything with it since Rogers the Musical. But and we loved it when there was the Frozen musical there for so many years, and Aladdin before that. They need to put a new show in there, but apparently that is not going away. So yes, very happy that the Hyperion Theater is going to be staying out at Disney California Adventure Park. Okay, back to what this is a very important day. Today is D-Day, the anniversary of D-Day from June 6th, 1944. Of course, the very, very, very important battle where, basically it ended up changing the tide of World War II, at least the European side, where American, British, and Canadian forces stormed the beaches at Normandy. And it was so extremely important to all of that happened, and making sure that they could take back France and take control of World War II. So, a lot of people have a history with that. A lot of people's families took part in that, and a lot of people didn't make it through that. So thank you for their sacrifice, because, what would the world be if we did not get that accomplished and did not, win World War II, essentially? What would the world be for so many countries? So thank you to everybody who has a family member, or if you are one of the people still living that took part in that invasion. Thank you so much. Moving on to something a little more fun, maybe. Today is also National Drive-In Movie Day. And oh man, I love a drive-in movie. I haven't been in a long time, but I do love a drive-in movie. Unfortunately, they're few and far between now to find them. Uh, Usually you find that they're doing a swap meet or something. They're not showing as many movies as they used to, and you cannot find the space anymore very often. But man, when you find one, it's great. Drive in there, park the car, watch the movie, bring your own snacks, bring your own food, sit back, enjoy. Love drive-in movies. I'd like to see them even get more of a resurgence. They still exist. You can find them if you dig around. You can still find them. But man, love a good drive-in movie for sure, for sure. And of course, if you're out of the Disney resorts, Disney parks, Disney resorts, you could always go and watch the movies under the stars. Not really a drive-in movie, but kind of the same idea. They're at a lot of their Disney resorts. You can go check out at the lobby, find the activities chart or the activities page, and you can find out when they're going on. And of course, there's always the sci-fi dine-in at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which has the drive-in movie theme where you're sitting in cars, you're eating, you're watching film clips from the classic age of films. Always fun. One of our favorite spots to go visit at Disney's Hollywood Studios for sure. Also, if you're going to a drive-in, you may want to make sure you got your eyewear here. I got my eyewear on because I can't read without it anymore because I'm old. But yeah, today is National Eyewear Day. So break out the eyewear, whether it's sunglasses, whether it's actual glasses, to see. Definitely break them out on National Eyewear Day. And something you're going to want to see better. Well, yes, today is National Donut Day. That's right. Yes, I'm on board. Love a donut. I don't have donuts very often, but when I do, man, I love a good donut. I am a fan of donuts. Again, I don't have a lot of them, but when I do, I really, really enjoy them. And today is a day to get a great donut. And by the way, if your local donut shop is very likely having some sort of promotion today, often it's a free donut. Maybe it's a buy one, get one free. There's interesting stuff going on. So you may want to check if you're hankering for a donut. Today's the day to get out there and find out what kind of deals they have going on National Donut Day. Looking for something sweet, but maybe a little more healthy? How about applesauce cake? Today is National Applesauce Cake. And again, it's another holiday with a dessert that I feel maybe isn't the best season for it. Apple season is usually kind of the fall, and some of the flavor profiles in an applesauce cake are kind of fall flavors. When we're talking about nutmeg and allspice and cinnamon and stuff like that. But who am I to judge? Applesauce cake, absolutely. Applesauce cake has a long history going all the way back to the New England colonists in the United States, who found that putting yeah, I know, Marianne, there is a mismatch this week. I agree. Some of these, I guess they just, like everything else, has a day. We'll just put it over here. But applesauce cake, delicious, wonderful. It's a good way to adding applesauce to any recipe that calls for butter or oil or whatever is a great way to add a little sweetness and also kind of cut down on a few of the calories. It's a little healthier, again, quotations, little healthier. But applesauce cake, all those things I'm on board with. You can throw some nuts in there, some pecans, some walnuts or whatever, if you like a little bit more of a crunch in it. Really great. Not that tough to make. Why not? Applesauce cake today, even though it doesn't seem to fit the season. I agree, Marianne. It's a bit of a mismatch. Today's the day to enjoy it. Why not? Sure. Absolutely. And if you're like me, well, I'm a bit of a yo-yo. Today is National Yo-Yo Day. Now, I'll be honest with you. I was never really good at a yo-yo. I could get it to, work up and down a few times in a row sometimes, but I was never one that could do the tricks, do all the fun stuff. I'm actually amazed by people that can do fantastic things with a yo-yo. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be around that person that just breaks out the yo-yo wherever they go. But man, I am impressed every once in a while when somebody breaks out a yo-yo and can do some fantastic tricks. It's pretty impressive. And today's a day, break out that yo-yo if you got one and enjoy and have some fun for sure. Hey, if it's your birthday today, very happy birthday to you. Again, it is June 6th. Here are some of the amazing people that you celebrate your birthday with. How about Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund? He turned 78 today, born this day in 1947. He was in a lot of films and shows before hit it really huge as Freddy Krueger, of course. Matter of fact, he had a supporting character role in the 1976 version of A Star Is Born, among other things. But man, when Nightmare on Elm Street came out in 1984, and he played Freddy Krueger fantastically, that was it. He found his role. That is what he'll always be known as. He won awards for it. He won a Saturn Award for it. Just many, many things. He's classically trained, but man, Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street, when I was young, was one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. I'm not a huge fan of scary movies, but I sat and watched that one, and man, that one scared me. The original Nightmare on Elm Street scared me. Now they got a little silly, as some of these things do as they move on. But he was always great, no matter what it was. He was always great in every movie, Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and especially that first one. Scary, scary, scary film. All right, moving on. How about Harvey Fierstein? He turned 73 today, born on this day in 1952. He's won multiple Tony Awards for Torch Song Trilogy, La Caja Falls, Hairspray. Of course, on the screen, he was in Mrs. Doubtfire. For those of you who are Disney fans, and you're probably watching this, you're probably a Disney fan. He played the voice of Yao in Mulan. Yeah, Harvey Fierstein, fantastic writer, actor, producer, really, really great. Fantastic. Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to Jason Isaacs, who turned 62 today, born on this day in 1963, who you may or may not recognize. He's on the bottom left there. But when I tell you that he played Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter franchise, you may recognize him a little bit more. He was also in The Patriot. He's currently in the new season of The White Lotus. He plays a good bad guy. He's been in a lot of different stuff. And for those of you who are Star Wars fans, he played the voice of the Grand Inquisitor in Star Wars Rebels. So he's appeared in a lot of stuff. And he is a really, really great actor. Really, really fun. Talk about a great actor. One of our favorites for sure. Paul Giamatti. He turns 58 today, born on this day in 1967. He's won 3 Golden Globe Awards. He's won an Emmy Award. He's been nominated for Academy Awards. Hasn't won one yet, but it wouldn't shock me at any time that he will win one. Of course, going back to Sideways, where he was great. Saving Mr. Banks, when he was the chauffeur who was the only one that kind of break through P.L. Travers a little bit. He was great in that. He got Academy Award nominations for playing a part in Cinderella Man and The Holdovers. And of course, one of our favorite roles that he was in, he played John Adams in the series John Adams. Loved that series, and he was fantastic in that. And he even made appearances in another show that we love, Downton Abbey. We just got done rewatching all of Downton Abbey just over the last few weeks, and loved it. It's small. It's only like for 2-3 episodes, but he's great in that as well. He's great in everything he does. Happy birthday, Paul Giamatti. And finally, last but definitely not least, you may not recognize him, but there on the bottom right, that is Daniel Logan. He turns 38 today, born on this day in 1987. He was young Boba Fett, the young Boba Fett in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. He's not done a ton of stuff outside of Star Wars, but he has done a lot of stuff Star Wars, mostly starring as Boba Fett, including playing that voice again in Star Wars The Clone Wars. He voiced the actor or voiced the character of young Boba Fett in that as well. So happy birthday to all of them. And again, if it's your birthday, a very happy birthday to you. Shameless self-promotion time before we get out of there. Yes, last night we did come to you live immediately following the debut of Phineas and Ferb, the revival on Disney Channel. And we talked all about it. It's filled with spoilers because we talked all about the episodes. Thank you again for those of you who joined us last night. We had some fun and just kind of talked about some of the things we love about these episodes and what we loved about the past seasons of Phineas and Ferb. But yeah, it was our official Phineas and Ferb revival wrap-up show. If you missed it, that's okay. It's coming out as the main topic for our podcast this week. So you'll get to hear that on Sunday. And then also we'll be re-putting out the video that we recorded live last night. That will be coming out on YouTube right about the same time. So you can check it all out this Sunday or at your leisure after that. But we just had a lot of fun talking about Phineas and Ferb, and can't wait for you to, if you weren't able to join us last night, for you able to join in the fun later on. So yeah, this week, hope you get check it out. Even if you've watched last night, check it out again, because we could use all the downloads we can get for sure. And of course, our episode on Sunday will include, of course, things like the hashtag Year of Lynn. We'll be talking about Disney stories of the week, all sorts of stuff, all the stuff that you love, or maybe you don't love, but all the stuff that we always add to every episode going forward. All right. Gonna get out of here. Everybody have a fantastic day. It's Friday, so you got it. It's going to be great, and it'll be the weekend tomorrow. We're heading out to Walt Disney World tomorrow. That's why I mean to mention to you, no show tomorrow for us. I will not be here tomorrow morning, because when I would normally air this show, we will actually be on the road, and actually by 8 a.m., we hope to be kind of entering in to Disney's Hollywood Studios, because our plan for tomorrow is it's the last day, pouring one out for Muppet Vision 3D. We are going to early entry that in hopes that we can beat the major crowds, because it's bound to be huge crowds for the final day of Muppet Vision 3D. So we're going to be trying to early entry that and get in to see that one last time and pay our respects to Muppet Vision 3D. And then we're also looking to go to see the other two new shows. Of course, the Little Mermaid show and Villains Unfairly Ever After. We're going to see both of those as well. We might have some more fun. And then later that night, we're transitioning over to Epcot, and we're going to Geo 82. We have reservations for Geo 82 for the first time. So we'll be doing that as well. So we'll be telling you, probably will tell you a piece of that when we come back with episodes of these morning shows. But more importantly, we'll be sharing all that, all our reviews of all of those things the next week on the episode a week from Sunday. So yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of great stuff going, and we can't be more excited to tell you all about it and experience it. So no show tomorrow, probably no show Sunday, maybe, but probably no show Sunday. But I will definitely be back with you Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. All right, getting out of here. Everybody have a fantastic day. And remember, please, please, please keep on sharing that kindness, keep on sharing those smiles, and of course, keep on sharing that positivity. I will be back with you probably on Monday, maybe Sunday, but probably Monday, 6:30 a.m. Until that time, everybody have a magical day. See you then.